Hello and welcome to the special edition of the QI podcast. I am your host, DJ 10th Power.
And I'm your host, DJ Duce. Bro, you know what we're going to talk about today.
The world is talking about it today.
Yes, the coronavirus has spread epidemially across the United States. It's almost everywhere.
It's scary, but you have to take it seriously. To not take it seriously, like Mr. Trump is doing, is ridiculous because we are shutting down life as we know it.
Trump.
Right? We are shutting down life as we know it. There's the Players golf tournament has been canceled.
Yes.
No March Madness.
No March Madness.
No NHL.
No NHL.
No NBA.
Nope.
I'm hearing that there's no MLB, no baseball league either.
Nope. Spring training gone.
Okay, so, and we're looking at a minimum for the NBA at least of 30 days.
Which I think is going to be extended.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree it's all going to be extended. I see this dragging it. We're in March. This is going to drag out the whole way in the beginning of May. Easy. And we're just only seeing the beginning of it.
Right.
Let alone, no one has no test kits at all. China has more test kits than us. We have, I think, 2 or 3 per state. The Trump administration is completely, they don't know nothing. He doesn't know nothing, obviously. We already know that, but
I want to pounce on this, right? Because I read an article, of course I'm doing a ton of reading, that said that Trump purposely did not order the test kits because he has invested in another company that's going to provide test kits. So he could stand to make a profit from it.
So now the truth's coming out. So he's backing out from the company that is making the kits, going with someone
that's readily available, so he can make it. That means he's choosing his own dollar, his own bank account over the citizens that he's supposed to be leading.
Oh my. So now we're making a profit off the test kits. What test kits?
I forgot, doggone it, what the name of the company was. But I'm sure if we were to Google it, it would pop right up because I'm of course Fox News is not talking about this.
Right. Well, this is the first I heard of it, but that doesn't surprise me. It seems legit.
I've read it. I've read it on several different sites. Caught it on Facebook. Caught it on CNN. You know, and let me just real quick. I like CNN, but shame on them for making it seem like this is the only story that exists in the world. There are other stories that are happening in the world. This is important.
Oh,
but
very.
All morning, and I'm sure all day yesterday, this is all they talked about. Come on, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, the media is, I don't want to say we're all adults, right? So we can't say that they're spreading panic. We panic because we choose to panic. They're reporting the news, right? Sure, they're oversaturating it some, but they're not the ones telling us to go out and buy 15 loaves of bread.
No,
you know,
or 10 million pounds of toilet paper and 5. Yeah, I know we're like all over the place right now with this. What in the mind of humans made anyone decided to go out because there's a virus to stock? I mean, I understand like if something would happen, you need toilet paper, water, the essentials,
right?
But I seen video on Twitter of these people grabbing the water and
and getting into fights.
Oh yeah, like this is World War III over. I mean, this is a virus. Like I would hate to see if something like catastrophic, really like a war or something, be going on. Like
right.
Does that tell you where we're at in this world anymore?
It does because. But are we surprised? Love my country, love the people in it. Right. We're diverse. Blah 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 blah. But we always make the mistake of going overboard with stuff like this. When in the year 2000 came in, everybody thought, oh, you know, this was
Y2K.
And everybody just panicked and did the same exact thing. Stocked up on tuna and bread and water and all of this, and people were getting bomb shelters and all this. And nothing happened.
Nothing happened. I mean, with all the other viruses, and we can go through the list, you know, starting I mean, there's been viruses, there's been plagues in our entire history of life on this planet. But the way that this virus in particular, like, and I watched closely, 1 week it wasn't in the United States, and then the next week it's just popping up everywhere. Someone explain to me how, because I don't get it.
Well,
I seen the spread and how it spread in China. You know, that's a continent. Obviously, there's plenty of them.
New Rochelle, New York, is the perfect example of how it can happen. A lawyer, himself, one lawyer, spread it to 115 different people.
Wow.
One person. So imagine somebody like the NBA player who tested positive, who made a mockery of it, and started touching all the microphones and everything before he left the interview.
Talk
Now
about
imagine how that
idiot of the year award.
Exactly. Imagine how dumb that looks now.
Oh, number one, you're going to be the worst hated NBA player of the entire year, probably of NBA period, because you're probably the main reason why I got canceled to begin with.
He's exactly you catch the double L, like you said.
That really started it. That started it for everyone canceling, because nothing really was getting canceled until the NBA got canceled. What a dumbass.
And you gotta think how long he had it, the players that he came in contact with before, in the games before, leading up to when he was discovered that he had it. So, you know, there's a possibility that there are so many more players that...
Well, I know they had a second Jazz player yesterday just test positive. So, Utah Jazz... and the whole team, have them all tested. The faculty...
The whole league should be tested at this point. The whole league should be tested.
Yeah.
And every league should be tested at this point.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't, like I said, I don't see it dying down anytime soon. And only more cancellations are to come. Like I said, we have no test kits. We did nothing to prepare for this. Like I said, 1 week it was in the United States in just a week. And it's everywhere now. Washington, I don't think is the leader anymore. I think New York is leading in the most cases in the United States.
Them and Seattle's...
California, I know, is one of the top ones.
My thing is, too, how... I'm sorry, I place so much blame on the administration because of this. I don't know what Fox is seeing where they have people saying he's doing a fantastic job, and this man doesn't even believe in science, okay? He doesn't even believe in science. He believes he's the know-all of know-alls, right? So if you know so freaking much, how did you not know how to stop this? How did you not know how to plan for this properly?
Well, I read an article. He didn't know the influenza killed people, so...
I mean, this guy, and think about it, he stood next to and took a picture with, the Brazilian president who has tested positive. And his stance is, oh, I'm not worried about it. You, from everybody that you've been around now, stands a chance of being infected.
The whole
like
White
you
House.
do.
The whole White House is infected, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't trust you because you handled this whole thing wrong. He went on Twitter, tried to blame the Obama administration. Under your watch, you idiot, you have 700 CDC workers that you could have put in place and didn't. You cut their budget. You cut their budget, not Obama.
No, you cut the budget.
So my question to him is, when are you going to man up and take responsibility for your dumb decisions in this whole process?
Well, number one, you ain't gonna man up. Number two, when's he gonna be tested? That's what I want to know. Because, like I said, the whole White House is infected.
Maybe he don't want to know because he's so much of a coward himself.
Maybe he wants to die.
I don't know if he wants to die. He loves himself too much. A person suffering from narcissism doesn't want to go.
No.
He thinks he knows it all.
Yeah, he does think.
When you got pastors, preachers, or whatever they are, telling you that you're the next best thing to God put you here to lead this country, he don't want to go nowhere.
Well, anyone, I guess, would tell you that for $200.
Oh, they're giving him millions.
They're paying people money just to tell them to make them feel better. But
and then you got Putin that's he's pretty much made himself the dictator of Russia. And if we're not careful, this idiot's going to want to do that.
Right. Well, I mean,
can't stomach another 4 years of dumb decisions and a dumb administration. They weren't prepared for this.
No. Well, quite honestly, was anyone prepared for it? But let alone, like, you had how long of a notice? Because shit in Wuhan started, what, back in January? Back in the end of January?
I thought I'm thinking something as far back as November, and we just didn't get.
So it's been around. I know it's been around for a while.
Right.
So we had all this time.
Mm-hmm. And maybe you got a point when you say, could you ever really prepare for it? But since you knew it was coming, you have held several press conferences, and you still have made multiple missteps. You're still misstepping. Mm-hmm. According to Congress this morning, you're still making mistakes. You still are unprepared. You still don't have test kits. You still act like this is going to be over in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't get that, how something like this is going to be over. I mean, and quite honestly, the even with the coronavirus has taken so much away, I have no idea what's going on with anything to do with the election. Like, that has been completely.
That's taking the back burner, right?
Right. Like, I'm dumbfounded with this election. Don't ask me nothing. I don't know nothing. Like, I was on yesterday trying to update my mind and fill in on it, and I can't find anything. I go on Twitter right now. I guarantee the top 3 things: coronavirus this, coronavirus that.
Right.
And Tom Hanks, he has coronavirus too.
Right.
So,
I just read about that today in Australia, right?
Yep. So him and his wife got it. Everything's being affected by it. The music industry, the entertainment industry, your stocks.
No South by Southwest this year. No Coachella, probably.
Yeah, no Coachella. I think they're going to cancel that. Mm-hmm. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame celebrations canceled. Mm-hmm. Anything
Broadway shut down.
Anything that's basically 100 or more people ain't happening.
Right.
So Free for the Club on Saturday, not happening. So
I wouldn't go to no club. I'm sorry. I don't care how free you made it. I don't care if my favorite artist is going to be there. I'm going to be at home.
Well, to be quite honest with you, there's been some coronavirus running around the club now for about 40, 50 years.
Wow. You know what, though? From what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, I hear that so far, no cases in York. No
cases here that we know of.
Right.
Because we have no test kits.
Right.
I did read this morning, before coming here, that there's a tent that is set up outside of the York Hospital that is screening people for the coronavirus.
Okay.
I don't know how they're screening. I don't know what they're using the screen with, but there is a tent, as we speak, out there right now testing people.
Wow.
So it makes you, like I said, how are you testing it, and is being over-prepared too much now? Like, are you doing this to scare people? Like, because all the recorded cases in Pennsylvania have been on the right on the Delaware Bucks County line. Like, nothing in the Susquehanna Valley, nothing up north. So why are we testing, and more importantly, what are we using to test?
That's a good question. I know even at my job, we are, I think it's a little bit overdone, but I get it. But we're basically washing down our building 3 times a day.
So you're sanitizing?
Yeah, 3 times a day.
Yeah, I can't say that about my job, unfortunately, and we deal with food. And if I tell everyone the company that we dealt with, but I just see, like, everyday living. We'll just start, like, I was thinking about it. If schools would close down,
that's starting to happen.
Which the colleges are already telling kids don't come back, stay on
for at least 2 weeks.
Right, go take your spring break. We don't want to see you then. But like, you have started affecting the universities, the colleges. So if it trickles down to the elementary schools, the high schools, now we have parents. Daycares. Now we have parents that can't go to work because their kids are stuck home.
Which brings us back to Congress, because they were trying to make it with this new plan that they're putting together for this very exact thing. Parents who do get caught up in the situation, making sure that they still get paid if they have to stay at home. But a lot of us can't work from home, like you and I.
Right.
We cannot work from home.
Right. So that's the ass out of the water. More importantly, we don't have no test kits. We're worried about paying people that get infected from the virus or taking care of anyone. The most important thing anyone, and I'm sure anyone could agree to, is testing and stopping the spread. You ain't
Right.
going to stop the spread if you have it. You see me. You know, how many people do you interact with in a day?
Just my coworkers, really. I don't. I go to work and come home. That's it.
Well, a normal person, not a homebody. I mean, myself, I don't go out anywhere either, so I don't have much interaction either. But a normal person, you know, they say, like, I think an average person, a normal person that doesn't sit home all day, comes in contact between 30 to 50 people a day.
Wow.
That's just normal.
Right, right. You figure you go grocery shopping or whatever shopping.
Right.
Or depending on where you work. Yeah, I could see that.
Right, so again, we don't know who has it, and more importantly, and I want to rectify this, I want to take it serious for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
People that are making fun of it, I mean, it's one thing to joke about it, but it is serious.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what you want about it. It's a foreign virus that none of us ever had in our body. So why people are like, oh, it's not a big deal. You know, the flu kills more people, blah, blah, blah. But the flu's been around for hundreds of years. Mm. So we know.
And there's vaccine for it.
Right. And we've got vaccination for it. So we know what we're dealing with there. This thing, this is, from my understanding, a virus created from multiple viruses. So why would you want, like, I've seen on social media, these kids, they're going, like, booking flights right now. I mean, you can go on right now and book any flight, and telling you can get for nothing.
Yeah, that's an industry that's hurting right now. But you know, and this may be my ignorance, okay? But there's some things I need clarification on. Let's just say $1 bill. Person working at deli doesn't know that they have the corona, test positive, and we exchange the money.
The money.
You know, is that money? Can I get infection from that money? Is my question. You know, with the stuff that I deal with at my job, we wear gloves. But let's just say we get the all clear, you know, a month from now. Let's say the stuff that I deal with, can I get it once we get the all clear from that stuff?
Absolutely.
So it's like
probably
this will never go away anytime soon, regardless. So you have to take it seriously because...
Now, I said that to say this, and you can't say that. I mean, H1N1. Here one day, gone the next.
Yeah.
I mean, where to go? No one's getting it. Just Ebola. Here one day, gone the next. Don't you see like a trend going on? It makes you question. It starts, and we don't do conspiracies here, but...
No, but we can explore it.
I mean, what's going on? I mean, and it's the same trend that's been going on now for at least 10 years as far as viruses. I mean,
is it coming from the same country or different countries?
Like I said, I don't want to dive in too far. Are these man-made viruses? Where do the viruses come from? You know, a lot of these makes you wonder.
I mean, what's the rumor that they're saying about the corona? Like from Chinese eating bats? Is that what they're saying?
I heard that. Who knows?
Yeah, and see,
eating bats.
And the weird thing is, okay. Well, what's this? Back in 1988, I was in Germany, and a young lady approached me, and we were in a club, and she told me her grandparents raised her to believe that black people after midnight turn into bats. And I just looked at her, laughing, but she looked at me with a dead serious look on her face like you, and she wasn't joking, which means, you know, she was really raised that way. Now she's half black, half German, right? So her grandparents are white.
So she don't turn into a bat.
No.
So she's a little too dumb.
That was my point to her. I said, well, we're in this club. It's after midnight. Do you see me flying away? You know, that's the best way I could put it. Realizing that she was serious. So, you know, sometimes some of these conspiracy theories or what it is, whatever it is taught.
It is taught.
Because we didn't get this bat story from nowhere, right? We don't know how true it is, but that story's out there.
Right, and that's what leaves the question. I mean, and just like the pattern and everything, like I said, just with the regular viruses, if anything you can't answer, and there's a question of doubt in there, leaves room for conspiracy.
True.
Doesn't matter what it's going to be, but like I said, makes you wonder. If the coronavirus, and let's see what happens with it. I mean, if it's here, put it this way, if by July, when we're podcasting still, and I'm gonna look back on this and like, well, where's the coronavirus at?
Yeah,
July.
we're definitely gonna have to remember that. We're gonna have to revisit that.
In July, you figure it started. Let's say in January, beginning of the year is when it really blew up.
Okay. Yeah.
So July is what, halfway mark of the year?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it's still around.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be.
You don't?
Nope.
I think we'll still be in the midst of it and scratching our heads, especially if we don't get test kits soon. If we get test kits soon, then I can agree with you. But we still would have to look at, like the point I was making with, what about money? You know, does it stay on a table? Does it stay on product?
And that's a lot of the questions they don't even know yet.
You see? So it could still be here. Matter of fact, it could be worse, but it just depends on, I think, how quick test kits get in.
Right, and like I said, it's a multivirus. You can get it.
There's 2 strains already out there.
Right, so you can get the good one, the bad one, and your immunity is a factor. The older people were. I went to. You look on the news. The old people were dying, the kids, and then the kids. Oh my, the kids, saying that they do not care that there's a virus going around, that they're going to book $150 flights, and that they don't care. And that's where I think this generation is. Yes, we're so.
Ooh, and that's a whole nother. We could go on all day with that one. I agree with you.
Because we went from, we're just that I don't care phase anymore. They don't care, and they're booking the flights as we speak, and people are going to be traveling at a time where you shouldn't be traveling. We can't even go to Europe anymore because of this. And
but speaking of travel, what about public transportation? Subways in New York, trains in New York or any other state, DC Metro, the buses here in York.
Yeah, what is being done to prevent that? And how do you stop? You can't stop it. Unless you want to be Italy and just throw the whole country in quarantine. But it
might not be a bad idea, man. As much as I hate to admit it, until you get a grip on it, what do you do?
So you think isolation is the solution? Like isolate the whole country, no travel in and out?
You don't have usually other countries look to the U.S. to lead. We got the wrong person in there, so they're having to play guesswork and make their own decisions because we don't have the proper leader to tell them what to do. We're behind some of what these countries are doing. We're behind.
Yes, I agree. But and we are behind. We don't have any test kits.
So
I can't elaborate on this. We don't have any test kits, and no one knows as of right now when are we getting any. So until that simple issue is fixed, we're screwed.
Yeah, and unbeknownst, one of the stories that is flying under the radar. You mentioned the election. Troops are pulling out of Afghanistan.
Yes, very, very slowly. I'd be out of Afghanistan. It's even over there. I think the Iran president or someone, I know the whole family got it. It's attacking everything. Like the Catholics, the Catholic Church closed down. Everything's closed, like I said. Anything 100 or more people is done for.
Another story we wanted to talk about while we got just a few minutes left. Harvey Weinstein.
23 years.
23 years.
23 years. That's all she wrote for it.
Doesn't he have to go to another state? Isn't he facing more charges somewhere else? Wasn't this just like his New York trial, and isn't he facing charges in L.A. or reverse?
I don't know. I can tell you that's how it normally works with sexual allegations. R. Kelly, prime example. Start out with one in Chicago.
He's got New York.
Yep. Start adding them to the list. But yeah, 23 years. And do you think Harvey did it?
Oh, I absolutely believe Harvey did it.
Harvey did it.
Absolutely, just like I believe R. Kelly did it.
Oh yeah, R. Kelly definitely did it. There's no denying him.
Mm-hmm.
But that just goes to show you that people with money and power think that they're invincible.
Yeah, and unfortunately, not enough people are paying that price. There's way more people than Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly that have done such a thing.
Right.
It's just that, thank God women are finally speaking up. I still don't believe that these guys, that as a country, we're making the penalty what it should be. because you have non-disclosure agreements and you have payoffs, and for some women they're okay with that, and do how you want to do it, whatever gives you peace, right?
Right.
But for those who want to see them under the jail, there should be more laws to protect our women. And this goes back to a couple of episodes ago where I was complaining we don't, as a country, protect our women.
I agree. And quite honestly, as a country, we don't even protect ourselves. No test kits. But other than that, I mean, until the next episode, I mean, we'll see where we go with this. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at the QI Podcast. We do have that poll up on our website, the QIpodcast.com.
You can email us at the QIpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up.
Yes, wash your hands, avoid contact, do not go in crowds of 100 or more people. Just stay home.
Yes, and if you're sick, don't go to work.
Yes, don't get everyone sick.
I'm your host, DJ 10th Power.
And I'm your host, DJ Duce. Until next time.
Peace.